Over 60. Here's a hard truth. You could be losing muscle every single year, not because of age itself, but because no one ever told you the real secret to keeping it strong. And no, it's not expensive powders, celebrity diets, or exotic meats. The foods that can actually save your legs might already be sitting in the budget aisle of your grocery store for just pennies a serving. I'm Dr. Richard, 60 years old, and for over 3 decades I've seen one story repeat itself. People step into their 70s and 80s with legs that slowly give out. They can't climb the stairs, they can't rise from a chair without help, and they think that's just aging. But the truth, it's something called sarcopenia, the gradual loss of 1–2% of muscle every year after the age of 50. It sounds small, but over 30 years, that can add up to 1/3 of your entire muscle mass gone. And this doesn't just steal your strength in the gym. It robs you of independence, the ability to walk with confidence, to carry your own groceries, to live on your own terms. The tragedy is, most people are never taught how to fight back. But here's the good news: you don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on supplements. You don't need luxury cuts of meat or exotic health foods. What you need are 7 simple, affordable foods packed with high-quality protein that can reverse the spiral of muscle loss and put strength back into your legs. In today's video, I'll walk you through each of these powerful foods, the common mistakes I've seen patients make, real-life examples from my practice, and a step-by-step strategy to turn these foods into daily habits. Trust me. After this, you'll never look at sardines, cottage cheese, or even a humble egg the same way again. When I turned 60, I realized something so many older Americans have fallen into, a trap set by the fitness industry, the belief that expensive always means better. Think about it. We're surrounded by ads for protein powders, plastered with images of young, muscular athletes, $5 protein bars at every checkout aisle, and premium cuts of meat promising strength and longevity. But here's the truth: your body doesn't care about logos, packaging, or price tags. It only cares about 2 things. Does the protein contain all the essential amino acids? How well can your body absorb and use it? Science calls this the biological value, BV. Eggs are considered the gold standard with a BV of 100. Sardines, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt all rank very high. Meanwhile, many protein powders don't go much higher, yet cost 5 to 10 times as much. I once had a patient, Charles, age 67. He was spending over $200 a month on whey powder and fancy protein bars, and the result, he still struggled to stand up from a chair without using his hands. When I guided him back to the basics: eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, foods rich in leucine and affordable on any budget, he was shocked. Just 8 weeks later, his leg strength improved noticeably. He told me, "Doctor, I wish someone had told me this earlier. I wouldn't have wasted all that money." The common mistakes I see are believing powders are enough, forgetting that your body thrives on real food, dumping all protein into one giant dinner while skipping breakfast or lunch, ignoring cheap but high-quality sources like sardines, beans, and eggs. When you actually compare the cost per gram of protein, the difference is striking. Whey protein, 6 to 7 cents gram. Beef, 5 to 6 cents gram. Salmon, 7 to 8 cents gram. Canned sardines, 2 sub 3 cents gram. Dry beans, less than 1 cent gram. Your body doesn't see classes of protein. It just wants steady, consistent nourishment. The lesson: expensive does not equal effective. Affordable, accessible proteins eaten consistently are the real key to keeping your muscles strong and your independence after 60. And in the next part, I'll reveal the very first food on our list, the humble sardine, an overlooked budget superfood that can be a powerful weapon against leg weakness. If there's one food I wish every senior would take a second look at, it's sardines. Yes, the humble canned sardine. Now I know what many of you are thinking. I hear it all the time. "Doctor, I just can't stand the smell. I can't eat the whole fish staring back at me." I get it. Truly, I do. But let me share something most people over 60 have never been told. In the world of protein, sardines are a forgotten treasure. Why are sardines so special? For about $1 a can, you get nearly 23 grams of complete protein. That means all 9 essential amino acids your muscles crave. But that's not all. Sardines are also packed with omega-3s. And here's why that matters as we age. Our bodies often slip into a state of low-grade chronic inflammation, like a slow, hidden fire that quietly eats away at muscle tissue day after day. Omega-3s act like a natural fire extinguisher, protecting the muscle you have and helping you build new strength. One study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who ate small fatty fish like sardines at least twice a week preserved more muscle and walked faster over 3 years compared to those who rarely ate them. I'll never forget Linda, 69 years old. She had always avoided sardines, sticking with chicken and beef. I convinced her to try them my way, mashed with avocado and lemon on a slice of whole grain bread. No strong odor, just creamy, fresh flavor. 6 weeks later, she came back smiling. "Doctor, I walked to the market and back 20 minutes without stopping once." Common mistakes I see with sardines. Choosing the salty, oil-packed versions that can raise blood pressure. Trying them once, not liking it, and giving up instead of learning easy prep tricks. Comparing them to salmon and dismissing them as less elegant when the benefits are just as powerful at a fraction of the price. How to enjoy sardines. Quick breakfast mash with avocado, lemon, and herbs spread on whole grain toast. Light lunch, toss into a salad with tomatoes, cucumbers, and olive oil. Dinner boost, mix into scrambled eggs for extra protein, or even blend into a homemade protein-rich Caesar dressing. The takeaway: sardines are cheap, nutrient-dense, shelf-stable, and require no cooking. Keep a few cans in your pantry, and you'll always have muscle-building protein ready to go. If you're over 60 and you haven't tried sardines this way, I want you to start this week. Even just 1 can a week can make a noticeable difference. If sardines are the forgotten hero of the day, then cottage cheese is the silent guardian of the night. When I mention cottage cheese, many of my patients wrinkle their noses. "Oh, doctor, that's such a boring food." I remember my grandmother eating it with crackers. But here's the truth for people. Over 60, cottage cheese is one of the most powerful weapons against muscle loss. Why is cottage cheese so important as we age? 1 cup delivers around 24 grams of protein, most of it casein, a slow-digesting protein. That means when you go to sleep, your body still receives a steady stream of amino acids for hours. Why does that matter? As we age, our muscles become less sensitive to protein signals. If you eat a small dinner and then sleep for 7-8 hours, your muscles may enter a fasting window that lasts all night. Cottage cheese acts like an overnight drip of amino acids, giving your muscles the raw materials to repair and rebuild while you rest. On top of that, cottage cheese brings calcium for your bones, phosphorus for energy, and B vitamins to keep your body vibrant and alive. I'll share with you the story of Mark, 75 years old. He often complained that in the mornings his body felt stiff and heavy. Those first steps out of bed were the hardest. I suggested he add half to 1 cup of cottage cheese with fresh berries or a few walnuts before bedtime. 6 weeks later, he came back smiling. "Doctor, I woke up this morning without that heaviness in my legs. My wife and I even went for a walk around the block right after breakfast." That's the power of one small change done the right way. Common mistakes with cottage cheese: picking sweetened or flavored versions that turn a superfood into a sugary dessert. Eating it plain until bored without trying different recipes. Believing that whey protein is enough while ignoring the unique overnight benefits of casein. Smart ways to use cottage cheese. Before bed, 1 cup with fresh berries. Morning smoothie blend with banana oats and a touch of cinnamon for lasting energy. Pancake or waffle batter, mix in cottage cheese for a fluffy, protein-rich breakfast. Savory snack stir with herbs and garlic for a creamy dip with carrots or celery. The lesson: cottage cheese is the nighttime key that helps your muscles rebuild while you sleep, something most people completely miss. No fancy powders, no expensive supplements. Just a simple evening habit that changes the way you step out of bed in the morning. And now, let's move on to a food so familiar that almost everyone knows it, yet few truly understand its full power. A food that has nourished billions of people, and that science calls the gold standard of protein: eggs. If there's one food that is both familiar and powerful enough to be called the gold standard of protein, it's the egg. Most people think of eggs as nothing more than a quick breakfast item. But nutrition science shows us something deeper. Eggs are a muscle. Switch, especially for those of us over 60. Why are eggs so special? Each one costs only about 25 cents, yet gives you 7 grams of high-quality protein and, more importantly, a rich supply of leucine. Leucine is the amino acid that flips the switch for muscle protein synthesis, the process that tells your muscles it's time to rebuild. Here's the challenge: as we age, our bodies become less sensitive to protein. This is called anabolic resistance. You might eat a decent meal, but your muscles won't hear the signal to grow stronger. Leucine is like the finger that presses the button, and eggs deliver it naturally, affordably, and effectively. And let's not forget the yolk. The golden center carries vitamin D for bones and muscles, choline for the brain, and selenium for immune health. Yet so many people throw it away. I remember Rose, a 70-year-old patient, proudly telling me, "Doctor, I only eat egg whites because I'm afraid of cholesterol." The problem? She often felt weak and tired. I explained to her that for most older adults, 1 to 2 whole eggs a day does not raise harmful cholesterol. In fact, it brings real benefits. She started having 2 whole eggs each morning with greens and a slice of whole grain bread. 8 weeks later, she came back with a smile. "Doctor, I climbed a whole flight of stairs without stopping to catch my breath. I feel 10 years younger." Common mistakes with eggs: eating only the whites, missing leucine, vitamin D, and choline. Frying on very high heat, oxidized oils can harm heart health. Thinking eggs are nutritionally poor, treating them as a side dish instead of a protein powerhouse. Smart ways to enjoy eggs. Quick breakfast: 2 boiled eggs, plus spinach, plus whole grain toast. Handy snack: boil a dozen. Keep them in the fridge for protein on the go. Versatile meal: light omelette with olive oil, tomatoes, and onions. Dinner variation: vegetable frittata or baked egg muffins. The lesson: eggs aren't just breakfast food. They are your leucine trigger, a daily affordable way to keep building muscle after 60. Simple, nutrient-rich, and complete. And most importantly, never skip the yolk. In the next part, we'll turn to something many of you already keep in your fridge: a food that has double the protein of regular yogurt and comes with probiotics that support digestion. A true 2-in-1 for your muscles and your gut: Greek yogurt. When I was a child, almost every fridge in the neighborhood had yogurt in it. But today, we have a more powerful version: Greek yogurt. And I want you to stop seeing it as just a snack and start seeing it as a dual tool, one that builds muscle and nurtures your gut. Why is Greek yogurt different? While regular yogurt has about 5-7 grams of protein per serving, Greek yogurt delivers 15 to 18 grams in a single small cup, about 150 grams. That's double. The secret lies in the straining process. By removing the extra whey, liquid Greek yogurt becomes thicker, richer in protein, and lower in lactose, which makes it easier to digest for many older adults. It also gives you both casein, a slow-digesting protein, and whey protein, a fast-digesting one. That combination means your muscles get an immediate repair signal right after eating, while still being nourished steadily for hours to come. But that's not all. Greek yogurt is rich in probiotics, the friendly bacteria that keep your gut healthy. And a healthy gut doesn't just mean comfort. It means your body can absorb nutrients and including protein more efficiently. In other words, Greek yogurt doesn't just feed you, It opens the door wider for your body to fully use what you eat. I remember Peter, age 68, who often complained that after a 20-minute walk, he felt completely drained and needed the rest of the day to recover. I suggested he try adding 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt with fresh berries right after his walk. 4 weeks later, he returned with a grin. "Doctor, I don't feel wiped out anymore. In fact, in the afternoons, I have enough energy to play ball with my grandson." That's the synergy of high-quality protein and a strong digestive system working together. Common mistakes with Greek yogurt. Choosing sugar-loaded versions, those fruit-on-the-bottom cups, can carry 15-20 grams of added sugar, turning a healthy food into a dessert. Eating it the same way every day until you get bored. Forgetting that Greek yogurt can be used in cooking, not just eaten as a snack. Smart ways to enjoy Greek yogurt. Sweet option, mix with berries, a drizzle of honey and walnuts. Savory option, make tzatziki sauce. Greek yogurt plus cucumber plus garlic plus dill to pair with grilled fish or salads. Swap option, use it instead of sour cream in chicken salad or baked potatoes. Smoothie option, blend with banana and a pinch of cinnamon for a creamy protein-packed drink. The lesson, Greek yogurt isn't just a light snack. It's a bridge between your muscles and your gut. When your digestion is healthy, protein is absorbed more efficiently, muscles recover faster, and your energy feels entirely different. And in the next part, we'll turn to a plant-based protein that often gets overlooked, yet is a nutritional treasure chest, costing just a few cents per serving. I'm talking about lentils, humble legumes, packed with protein and iron, giving your legs the stamina they deserve. When most people think of protein, their minds jump to beef, chicken, or fish. But few realize that one of the most affordable protein-rich and easy-to-cook foods is sitting quietly on the dry goods shelf of your local grocery store: lentils. Why are lentils special? 1 cup of cooked lentils provides about 18 grams of protein plenty to lay a solid foundation for a meal. But that's only the beginning. They're rich in fiber, which helps stabilize blood sugar, support digestion, and lower cholesterol. They contain plant-based iron, which supports oxygen transport in the blood, keeping your energy and stamina up. They're incredibly cheap, just a few cents per serving, and unlike many beans, they don't require hours of soaking. Now, it's true that lentils don't contain all 9 essential amino acids like animal proteins do. But here's the secret: when you combine them with whole grains such as brown rice or quinoa together, they form a complete protein. I think of Maria, age 66, who used to complain of constant fatigue and shortness of breath during her daily walks. Looking at her diet, I saw she avoided meat because of cholesterol worries, but she also wasn't getting enough plant-based protein. I encouraged her to add a simple lentil soup to her lunches at least 3 times a week and to squeeze in lemon juice for better iron absorption. Just 1 month later, she called me, her voice full of excitement. "Doctor, I can walk 15-20 minutes longer now without needing to stop. I feel energized again." Common mistakes with lentils: assuming plant protein is weaker and ignoring it. Overcooking lentils until mushy and flavorless, making them dull and unappealing. Forgetting to pair them with vitamin C foods like lemon orange or tomato, which reduces the absorption of iron. Smart ways to enjoy lentils: comforting soup, simmer lentils with tomato, carrot, celery, turmeric, and cumin for a hearty, protein-rich lunch. Protein salad: toss cooked lentils with quinoa, cucumber, tomato, olive oil, and lemon. Vegetarian curry: cook lentils with mixed vegetables and spices served with brown rice. Time saver: use canned lentils, rinse them well to lower sodium, and you've got protein ready in minutes. The lesson: lentils may not be glamorous like steak, but they are a treasure chest of protein for anyone who wants to eat affordably, stay healthy, and sustain energy long-term. With the right combinations, lentils don't just support muscle recovery. They give you the steady stamina to keep moving forward, step by step. If I had to pick the single, cheapest, most accessible food that still delivers the greatest benefits for people over 60, I wouldn't hesitate. My answer would be dried beans. Why are dried beans like a 10-cent insurance policy for your health? 1 cup of cooked beans, whether it's black beans, kidney beans, navy beans, or pinto beans, gives you about 15 grams of protein along with magnesium, essential for muscle contraction and recovery. Potassium, balances electrolytes, prevents cramps, and supports the heart. Fiber, lowers cholesterol, steadies blood sugar, and improves digestion. But the real miracle is the price. If you buy dried beans in bulk and cook them yourself, the cost comes out to around 10 cents per serving of protein, cheaper than any meat or protein powder. Even canned beans are affordable at about 40–50 cents per serving. I think of George, 74, who struggled with indigestion and frequent nighttime leg cramps. I suggested he start a simple batch cook routine every weekend, make a big pot of black beans, then portion it into small containers to keep in the fridge. He ate about half to 1 cup daily. 2 months later, he came back with a smile. "Doc, I sleep through the night now, no more cramps waking me up. And my stomach feels lighter, not bloated like before. I never imagined something this cheap could help so much." Common mistakes with beans. Skipping the soak or rinse before cooking leads to gas and indigestion. Adding salt too early while cooking toughens the skin and makes them harder to soften. Using canned beans but forgetting to rinse results in excess sodium intake. Smart ways to enjoy dried beans. Hearty soup, simmer black beans with tomato, onion, and cumin for a warming, protein-rich meal. Quick salad toss. White beans with fresh herbs, olive oil, lemon and tomato for a fiber-packed lunch. Bean dip mashed beans with garlic, lemon, and olive oil into a homemade hummus. Batch cook trick, make a large pot once a week and enjoy them all week long, saving time and money. The lesson: dried beans aren't just a budget-friendly protein source. They're truly a form of health insurance, protecting your muscles, your heart, and your digestion. For just pennies a day, anyone can add them to their diet and strengthen their legs, their independence, and their long-term vitality. And in the next section, we'll explore another humble but powerful food: canned tuna. Fast, convenient, a complete protein, and ready to become your secret weapon for muscle recovery. Prepared in just minutes. If you were to ask me, "Doctor, what's the most affordable protein-rich food that's easy to store and unbelievably convenient for someone over 60? My answer would be simple: canned tuna. Why is canned tuna so special? A single 5-ounce can about 140 grams packs, around 26 grams of complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids your muscles need for repair and growth. This is ready-to-use protein. Your body doesn't need to combine it with anything else to make it complete. Tuna also brings something extra: selenium, a powerful antioxidant that protects your muscles from oxidative stress, one of the hidden drivers of age-related weakness. Now, compared to sardines, tuna does have less omega-3. But tuna wins in sheer convenience: no stove, no fridge, no fuss. Just pop the lid, and in seconds you've got a high-protein meal. I think of Daniel, 71, who often traveled across states to visit his children and grandchildren. He used to complain that irregular eating on the road left him weak and drained. I suggested he pack a few cans of tuna in his suitcase. His routine became simple: 1 can of tuna mixed with canned beans or bagged veggies, and he had a 40+ gram protein meal for under $3. 2 months later, he told me with a smile, "Doc, this trip was different. I didn't feel wiped out. I carried my granddaughter, walked the park all afternoon, and I still felt strong." Common mistakes with canned tuna: mercury fears. Some avoid it completely. Truth is, if you stick to light tuna skipjack and enjoy it 2–3 times a week, it's very safe. Drowning it in mayonnaise makes it heavy, greasy, and repetitive. Choosing cheap, oil-packed versions adds unnecessary calories and fewer benefits. Smart ways to use canned tuna. Tuna salad: mix tuna with Greek yogurt, Dijon mustard, and fresh herbs for a light, protein-packed meal. Mediterranean bowl combine tuna with cannellini beans, tomato, cucumber, parsley, olive oil and lemon, over 40 grams of protein under $3 ready in 10 minutes. Quick stir-fry tossed tuna with frozen vegetables and brown rice for a warm, hearty dinner. Healthy sandwich tuna with avocado and leafy greens on whole grain bread. The lesson, canned tuna, is your pocket protein portable, safe, inexpensive, and muscle-ready. For anyone over 60, it's the perfect bridge between convenience and real strength. And now, as we move into the final part of this journey, I want to tie everything together. From sardines and cottage cheese to eggs, Greek yogurt, lentils, beans and tuna. I'll show you how to weave these foods into a daily rhythm of eating, hydration and movement. This is part 10, From Theory to Daily Wins, turning knowledge into lasting independence and vitality. We've traveled a long road together from sardines and cottage cheese to eggs, Greek yogurt, lentils, beans, and finally canned tuna. Each one is like a brick in the foundation of your strength and vitality after 60. But now comes the most important part. How do we turn knowledge into real results? 1. Protein timing, eating at the right time, the right way. Science shows that older adults experience something called anabolic resistance. The muscles don't respond to protein as efficiently as they once did. That means piling up a big steak at dinner won't magically build muscle. Instead, you need to spread 25-30 grams of protein across every main meal. For example, breakfast, 2 boiled eggs, plus spinach, plus 1 to 2 cup Greek yogurt with berries, 30 gram protein. Lunch lentil soup, 1/2 cup cottage cheese, 32 gram protein. Dinner, sardine avocado, toast plus salad. G protein. Snack, small can of tuna or a boiled egg, 12-20 gram protein. By doing this, you give your body several build muscle signals throughout the day, not just once at night. 2. Hydration. Don't forget water. Muscles are about 75% water. Without enough fluids, protein synthesis and recovery slow down dramatically. Many of my patients over 60 only drink when they feel thirsty. The result? Fatigue, sore muscles, dizziness. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses of water daily. Add lemon, cucumber, or mint leaves if that makes it easier. And remember, coffee and tea are diuretics. They can't fully replace pure water. 3. Movement, protein. Needs an activation signal. Think of protein as bricks and cement. But without a builder, the house will never stand. Movement is the builder. After 60, you don't need heavy weights, but you do need consistent movement. Simple examples. Chair stand exercise, sit and rise from a chair 10-15 times. Brisk walking 20 minutes daily. Light resistance bands for legs and lower back. Just a few gentle movements tell your body, use this protein to build muscle, not burn it. 4. Common mistakes. Skipping breakfast accelerates muscle loss. Drinking all your water at once instead of spreading it out. Eating protein but never moving, your body burns it as energy, not muscle. Believing 1 week of effort is enough. Real results come from repetition. A simple challenge for you. For the next 7 days, make sure each main meal includes at least one of the 7 protein-rich foods we've discussed. Record how many times you can rise from a chair in 30 seconds on day 1. Track your energy, your sleep, and how you feel during walks. At the end of the week, repeat the chair stand test. You might be surprised at the progress. My friend, building and maintaining muscle after 60 is not a distant dream. It's the sum of small, consistent choices. Every can of sardines, every spoonful of cottage cheese, every boiled egg is not just food. It's like a vote you cast into the bank of strength. And one day, you'll withdraw those dividends when you lift your grandchild, climb the stairs without fear, or rise from a chair without holding on. If this video has been helpful, please hit like, share it with someone you love, and don't forget to subscribe for more senior health tips to keep you strong after 60. And remember, if you live with kidney disease, high blood pressure, or food allergies, always consult your personal doctor before changing your diet. Safety comes first.